everyone, welcome back to the Mindful Makeup Collective. I'm Fira. Now, as you may have seen in the intro, the weather's not the best today. We have had a storm. Storm is putting it lightly, and we are experiencing the tail end of things. So things are settling down, but the lighting isn't that great. The sound might also not be that great, but we're going to push on because today's the only day I have to film, and I want to take you through my updates for my project pan. I'm also going to be rolling in a couple more products into this project pan because I think I'm doing this wrong. Doing this wrong in the sense that I have an official project pan and what I call an unofficial project pan. The official project pan is everything that you've been privy to, everything that I've showed on the videos. But I also have a couple of products that in the back of my mind, I'm trying to get it out of my collection and just using the heck out of it. And I don't know why I just didn't add it to the official project pan. Probably because I thought these products were really dull and boring, but I'm just going to club it all together. And I'm also going to show Empties, the products that I used up this month, because some of the products that were in my unofficial project pan are what I was able to use up. So we're going to go through that as well. Kicking things off, we've got the moisture tint from Glo Skin Beauty. I didn't take this with me when I went on my travels, so I only used this in September, and I only wear this when I'm at home. It's giving up on me, or at least the cover is giving up on me, but I'm not going to give up on it. I'm going to continue using this until I finish this off completely, and it currently stands at 43 grams. Then I have the Charlotte Tilbury Airbrush Brightening Flawless Finish Powder. I mean, obviously I couldn't take this anywhere with me. How could I? So I only used this in September. Oops. Ugh. When I look at this and look at the last time I took pictures of this back in July, it looks like I've gone through quite a bit. But when I measure it, it's still only 52 grams, which I don't know how. Is it refilling itself? Obviously not. When I tap my brush into this, I see a lot of product on the brush itself. So I'm surprised that the weight hasn't changed since the last time I measured it. I love it. I'm going to use it until I finish it up completely. Will I be able to finish it up this year? I don't know. But if I don't, I'll just roll it into next year. Then the only two lip products that I had in my project pan, one is the MAC lipstick in the shade Rebel. I started off this project not liking it, but now I really do. It's a beautiful berry color. And the other lip pencil, or well, lip item, is the lip pencil by Nykaa, Lips Don't Lie. And how I've been wearing this is, I've been pairing both of them. The colors are completely different from one another. So I've been wearing the two of them together, but the colors are not really complementary to one another. This is a more dark berry versus the lip liner, which is akin to Charlotte Tilbury's Pillow Fight. The one shade that she's famous for, right? Pillow Fight. How I wear this, I'll wear this first and then I'll just apply the lip pencil all over, and that's the shade I have right now on me. And the reason I'm doing that is because, I just want to get it out of my collection. I will be sad to see Rebel go because I really do like the shade. It's been growing on me. Whereas this, I cannot wait to see the back of it. I am sick of it. So on days when I'm wearing this, I will reapply this at least 3 or 4 times. That's why I've been able to whittle it away to quite a bit. The other product that I'm looking forward to rolling out is the Shamber Extreme Longwear Kohl in the shade Royal Blue. Now the plan was to use this up 20 times before rolling it out, and I'm happy to say that I've used this 21 times. It's a lovely color, and even though it smudges, I do not want to declutter this because the moment I do that, I know that I will be tempted to go into the market and try and find a shade akin to this, but I wouldn't know if it smudges or not. And I don't want to get into the whole rabbit hole of buying a couple of pencils, trying out a couple of pencils until I find one that suits me perfectly. So I'm going to keep this around a little bit more until I'm just completely sick of this color. But this is rolling out of the project pan. Another product that I'm going to be rolling out of the project pan is the RMS Beauty Blush in the shade Sangria. The goal with this was to use it 30 times. I added this to the project pan because I didn't really like the color initially, but now I have grown to love it and I'm so glad it's in my collection. It's the shade that I'm wearing right now, and I'm going to roll this out and roll in another blush since I have so many of them. And the next product is the Charlotte Tilbury Nudegasm Face Palette. And the goal with this is to finish off the contour shade this year. I don't think that's happening. I wear this shade every time I'm doing a full face of makeup. And by full face, I mean when I wear foundation. Usually when I'm at home, I don't wear any complexion products. So I wear this fairly frequently, and I tend to use this also as a eyeshadow. There is a considerable dip in the pan. It kind of reminds me of a volcano actually. I don't know why. It reminds me of a caldera because of these little lines. I don't know. That's just me. I hope I can finish it by the end of this year. If not, I'll just roll it into next year. But yes, happy to see a nice little dip. Now, quite a bit of a dip actually, a nice caldera, if you will. Now the products that I'm rolling in, and the first one that I want to bring in is the Professional Primer from Benefit. It's a tiny sample size. I've had this for over a year and I've still not been able to finish this up. I use this when I travel. There's still quite a bit of product left and I want to finish this off so I can work on the other two primers that are in my project pan. Then I have the Rare Beauty Clear Brow Gel. I know it's called something else. It's a long ass name. I'm not going to get into it. I have another one that's already open, and I think collectively I've got 3 brow gels including this. So I want to finish this off. Okay, this one. Oh, this one. I don't like this at all. This is the Ole Henriksen Banana Bright Vitamin CC Stick. This is supposed to be a color corrector. I don't know what the heck it's correcting because it's definitely not correcting any dark circles under my eyes. I want to get this out of my collection. I've been using this quite a bit. I just want to see the back of it. So I'm going to hate ban this. I'm rolling in this Lanolips lip balm in Multi Balm Strawberry. I have so many lip balms dispersed around the house and in a couple of my handbags, and because of that, I'm never really able to focus on a specific lip balm. So they stick around for quite a bit. And I want to break that cycle, I want to break that chain, and I'm going to do that by focusing on this particular lip balm. I have this hand cream from L'Occitane. It's the cooling hand cream gel, similar to my problem with my lip balms. I have a bunch of hand creams all over the house, and again, I'm not able to finish them off completely because I tend to spread the love around. So I want to break the cycle of that again, and I'm going to do that by focusing on this. There's not much of it left, and when I'm not able to squeeze out anymore, I'm going to be cutting the tube because I'm one of those girls. I have to scoop everything out and then I will call it complete. So I'm rolling this into my project pan as well. I'm also rolling in the Tarte Shape Tape Concealer in the shade 34S Medium Sand. This is not a great color match for me. I've had this for about 3 years now. The other concealer I have is the NARS creamy concealer thing, whatever it's called, and I also have the matte face palette, and I want to be able to finish off the NARS one and this one before I purchase a new concealer. So I'm going to go ham on this one. And the last product that I'm rolling into my project pan is the LYS Triple Fix Translucent Setting Powder. I really like this powder. It does help to control the oil. I have a little mini beauty blender that I got from Sephora, free gift with purchase, that I use with this. It helps soak up all of the oil that comes through during the day on my T-zone. This is actually a really nice pressed powder. I take this with me every time I go out. I find that this is actually really great for oil control. I get oily very quickly on my T-zone, and this helps to just soak it all up. The only thing I don't like about it is the size. When I go out, I do sometimes carry a really small handbag, and this takes up quite a bit of space. Size wise, I think the By Terry powder, it's a small little compact, and that's actually the perfect size for my handbag. Because of that, I want to finish off this powder and just get out of my collection. But yes, this is actually a great pressed powder. In fact, I think I need a bit of touch up. Before moving on into the empties, I want to go through the eyeshadow. And I think I need to rename the category. I call it the Pan the Palette, but I'm not really panning any palettes. And what is the other category? And this is also not a no pan left behind, because I'm not doing that either. So I have to think of another name for this category. But for now, we're just going to stick with Pan the Palette, even though this isn't really Pan the Palette. So I've had the Natasha Denona Retro Glam palette now for about 4 months in the project. It started out as my least favorite eyeshadow palette, but now I really love the colors. But I think after 4 months, it's time for me to give some of my other eyeshadow palettes some love, so I'm going to roll this out. Then I have the Chanel Quad in 226 Tissé Rivoli. I took this with me on my travels in London. It's a lovely color. I love these shades right here. The problem is the longevity. If I don't wear an eye primer, this fades after 2 or 3 hours. I do love the color, but I think I've had enough of this, so I'm going to roll in something else. The third eyeshadow palette was the Anastasia Beverly Hills Glam to Go. I had a lot of fun using this palette. I wore this a lot in August and in September as well. I wore this a lot in September. In fact, I'm wearing shades from this palette. I'm wearing Sunset and I'm wearing Fireworks, just these two shades, and then I sort of have used the browns to line my eyelids. Lovely color, but I want to roll this out as well. The weather is still not that great, and I had actually gotten myself a nice soothing cup of green tea, but today is not a green tea kind of day, okay? Today is not even a coffee day. This is a Red Bull day. I need something stronger than coffee to push me along through to today. So that's what I have right now. Okay, soothing Red Bull. For the three palettes that I'm rolling into my Pan the Palette, but not really Pan the Palette project, I'm going to bring in the Makeup Forever Artist to Go in 606 Whatever Walnut. In my previous video, I spoke about how this looks a little dull on me, and I want to give this a good go so that I can formulate my thoughts on it, see if I even want to keep this in my collection. So I have this. The other palette that I want to roll into my Pan the Palette, but not really Pan Palette project, is the product that made me break my low buy, and it's the Lisa Eldridge eyeshadow in Desert Gleam. I'm excited about using this particular gold. I don't really veer towards gold eyeshadow, but this one is calling my name. And the third palette that I'm going to be rolling in is a Natasha Denona palette called the Yucca. And the reason I'm rolling this in is because I want to see if, oh, let me try doing this. I want to see and compare exactly how different these two are from one another. They look similar to one another, but they're not really. And that's the reasoning that I took when I decided to buy this. So I want to spend time with these two palettes individually and try and figure out how different they are or how similar they are. I also want to change the format of this particular project. So what I would do is that I would have three eyeshadow palettes and I would either roll them out after 30 uses or if they've been in the project for more than 2 months. But I want to spend a dedicated amount of time on each eyeshadow palette. So what I'm going to do is that whatever palettes I roll in, and again, I'm going to stick to three, I want to spend 1 week focusing on that particular palette. So by rolling in the Makeup Forever Walnut to Go, I'm going to spend 1 solid week on this palette and spend another week on the Desert Gleam and the other week on the Yucca palette. The fourth week, I'm just going to play around and see what it is that I like. I want to spend these spurts of time to really get to know my eyeshadow palettes and see if I want to continue holding on to them. So that's another thing I want to do differently with the Pan the Palette, but not really Pan the Palette project. We know that now. Okay, some invigorating Red Bull before we get into the empties. By the way, I'm not doing the, what is that, deck of panning in this. I'm going to create a separate video for deck of panning because I realized that the whole point of deck of panning is to shop my stash, and I didn't really do that with the last update, but that was only because I was traveling and I knew that I wouldn't be able to take a lot of products with me. I would not be able to hit usage goals. But to make sure that I am consistent and dedicated to my goal of shopping my stash, I'm going to create a separate video for deck of panning, and that's probably going to be straight after this because today's the only time I have to film. So okay, moving on to the empties. So I finished off 5 products this month. The first one is my go-to sunscreen. Or well, it was my go-to sunscreen, but now I have another go-to sunscreen. But I finished off the Neutrogena Ultra Sheer Sunblock SPF 50, and I'm the kind of person that cuts up a tube and scoops everything out. So this is a proper empty. This is what I've been using for years, but I hate the white cast that it gives me. But I used to think that, okay, it's good. If I can see it, it means that it's working, right? I don't know. For some reason, I had this in my mind that if I can see the white cast of the sunscreen, that means the sunscreen is doing its job. But that's not the case. So I've learned to let go of that and actually move on to another sunscreen, which my husband and I both love. But more on that in another video. These are 2 other products that I emptied this month. This is the Prep and Prime Fix Setting Spray. It's all right, it's good, but nothing compares to the Charlotte Tilbury Airbrush Flawless Setting Spray. This is my holy grail. I've spoken about this in my Best of Beauty. So I finished these 2 off this month. The other product I emptied up is just a skincare serum. It's the niacinamide from the Inky list. I already have replacement for this. And the last product that I finished this month is the Fenty Beauty Gloss Bomb Heat Fenty Glow Heat. I don't really wear lip glosses. I'm not a lip gloss girl. I don't like the tackiness and stickiness of a lip gloss. I tend to wear lip gloss more as a substitute for a lip balm, really. So I had 2 of these and I finished both this year, and I'm glad to see this go. It's all right. I don't know if this is a great lip gloss or not. People say it is. I don't know. I'm not the expert on lip glosses, but I'm happy to see this go. So 5 empties this month. Pretty good. So that's it. That's my update for September. I'm so glad I'm rolling in a lot more products into my project pan. I don't know what I was thinking by having a separate project pan. But anyway, that's done, that's over, and hopefully I'll have a lot more progress to show you next month. So take care, everyone. Hope you're having a wonderful day, and I'll see you next time. Bye.